Are you a coward? I'll talk about that in just a few seconds. He was hiding down in a wine press, working with his grains. He knew that the enemy was around, and if that they saw him, they would come and take what was his away. He was scared, and he was doing what he had to do to survive. God's voice came to him and said, "Rise up, mighty man of valor." And of course, thus begins the story of Gideon. These words sent by God through his angel messenger would change Gideon's life. I don't know about you, but I think sometimes when I look at these stories, I'm so thankful that God shows us just normal men and women in the Bible that have all the hang-ups that you and I have, still being raised to a position of service and almost honored by God, giving a life task to them so that they can complete it. In the book of Judges, during this time, the Midianites basically had all authority over Israel, and it was time for those Midianites to be driven off and for Israel to rise again. And so God called a coward hiding in a kind of down in a wine press, working on wheat and grains and different things like that, I imagine, to rise up and become a great and mighty military leader. He was scared, but God changed his attitude. Great story. And it's a great truth, too. Makes me feel a little self-conscious when I'm thinking about, oh man, that's going to take a lot of courage to do this. I've got to stand up and do what's right and step out in faith and trust God to help me. But I'm not surrounded and encamped by enemies that might kill me for it. I'm in a land of freedom. So it's a little bit embarrassing when we think about just how cowardly we can be and how we ought to stand up for what we know to be right. You know, when I look in the mirror, if I look with earthly eyes, I don't see a whole lot. I see a middle-aged guy with gray hair, just an average fella. Not rich. I'm not the greatest person on the planet or anything like that, or the one with the most talent. So the point I'm making is that you never know what God might call you to do, even if you're afraid to do it. He will give you the strength. He will make you the kind of person that you need to be to accomplish the task that he puts before you. Now, don't make the mistake in thinking that God needs you, because he doesn't. He wants you, which is even better. It's even better to be wanted than it is to be needed. In his case, he can accomplish whatever he wants to, himself or with someone else. But he is reaching down and is going to allow you and me to participate in this story that is his. And I think that's great. Have a good day. Be kind to each other. See you next time.